Todd even, saying, "Hail my heart's delight, and farewell."
Hollywood's brightest female stars met mysterious, tragic ends, many shrouded in unanswered questions and dark theories. From Sharon Tate to Marilyn Monroe, from Natalie Wood to Elizabeth Short, their glittering lives ended under circumstances that continue to spark debate, speculation, and fear. Some deaths were ruled accidents, some were suicides, but the evidence? Often contradictory. The questions? Endless. What really happened behind closed studio doors? Let's uncover the truth together. We start with number 25, Elizabeth.
Bisected at the waist. Bottom half of her body was posed obscenely. Her body bore torture marks, and her mouth was cut ear to ear into a hideous...
I don't know why it captured people's attention as much as it did, because it became this giant phenomenon.
The copious media publicity that this case engendered served to hinder the investigation, because many, many leads came in. People ratting off estranged lovers, people ratting off people who owed them money. It became a circus.
The Black Dahlia case that still haunts Los Angeles. On January 15, 1947, Elizabeth Short's mutilated body was discovered in a vacant lot in Los Angeles. She was 22 years old. An aspiring actress who'd come to Hollywood dreaming of stardom, Short was found murdered in a way so horrific, so deliberate, so calculated that it shocked the nation. The case exploded into a media frenzy. Over 60 confessions were received. Suspects ranged from low-level criminals to powerful studio executives. Some theorists claimed it was a mob hit. Others whispered about connections to Hollywood's darker underworld. But here's what's stunning. Nearly 80 years later, the case remains unsolved. No one was ever convicted. Elizabeth Short achieved more fame in death than she ever could have in life, but at a price no one should pay. The evidence suggests deliberate, premeditated murder. The question that haunts us: who had the power, the connections, and the motivation to commit such a brutal crime and escape justice? Moving to number 24, Virginia Rappe. A silent film actress whose death sparked one of Hollywood's first major scandals. In 1921, Virginia Rappe attended a party at the St. Francis Hotel in San Francisco. She died days later under mysterious circumstances. Actor Roscoe "Fatty" Arbuckle was accused of her murder. The trial became a media spectacle. Arbuckle was eventually acquitted, but the scandal destroyed his career. The truth? Virginia Rappe's actual cause of death remains disputed. Some say it was a medical procedure gone wrong. Others claim assault. Still others theorize about connections to powerful men who wanted her silenced. What's clear? A woman died, a man's career ended, and the truth was buried. Hollywood's original sin, the ruthless erasure of inconvenient people. Next is number 23, Thelma Todd.
Life was glamorous, and her death was Hollywood's greatest mystery.
She must have been so frightened.
Lonnie Anderson in a true story, White Hot, the mysterious murder of Thelma Todd.
The ice cream blonde was found dead in a locked garage in 1935. The official story: accidental carbon monoxide poisoning while she sat in her car. But the details don't add up. There were suspicious bruises on her body. Her car had enough fuel to run for hours. She was supposedly trying to stay warm in December. Why? Some theorized her ex-husband orchestrated her death. Others whispered about mob connections. Her restaurant, which she co-owned, had allegedly attracted organized crime interest. Was Thelma Todd silenced? The case remains officially unsolved, though ruled accidental. Number 22, Jayne Mansfield.
Yes, we've been having a marvelous time, getting wonderful reviews, fortunately, and playing to pack.
The actress whose death in a car crash sparked decades of speculation. In 1967, Mansfield died in a car accident on a dark Louisiana highway. Official cause: traffic accident. But conspiracy theories emerged. Some claimed the CIA was involved. Others suggested mob connections. The accident happened under circumstances so unusual. The car seemed to be deliberately run off the road. that theories persist today. Was it really an accident? Or was Mansfield eliminated because she knew too much about powerful people? Continuing with number 21, Dominique Dunne. A young actress whose murder became a symbol of Hollywood's protection of powerful men.
Was out in 2.5 years.
No way.
We found Lillian. We found Lillian. We interviewed Lillian. We showed the video to some of the jurors. They looked at this video and they cried. And they said, we got it wrong. And it is just unbelievable that he got away with this. He served 2.5 years. Guess what? We found out something else. When he got out in 2.5 years after he got out, he did it to another woman, another girlfriend, who ended up running for her life.
In 1982, Dominique Dunne was murdered by her ex-boyfriend John Sweeney, a chef with alleged mob connections. What shocked audiences wasn't just the murder. It was that Sweeney served only 3 years in prison for the brutal crime. Many theorized that his mob connections allowed him to escape serious consequences. Dunne's death became a cautionary tale about the hidden darkness lurking beneath Hollywood's glamorous surface. Number 20, Carol Wayne.
Emily Lane May and Peter Falk.
Is she in that?
Yes.
I haven't seen that yet. You sound like her, too.
A television personality whose death in 1985 remains officially ruled as accidental drowning, though circumstances suggest otherwise.
In the waters off the coast of a resort in Manzanillo, Mexico, the official cause of death was given as drowning, with a footnote stating that Wayne had never learned to swim. Authorities told a current affair.
The official conclusion was that it was an accidental death. The body didn't show any signs of physical violence.
She drowned in a lagoon in Mexico under highly suspicious conditions. Some theorists point to her alleged affairs with powerful men, including rumors of connections to organized crime figures.
The way NBC kept him was to agree to shorten his hour-and-a-half program to an hour. But that meant some content needed to go too. On the cutting room floor were Wayne's matinee lady sketches. And when the Tonight Show gig disappeared, so did many of her other showbiz opportunities.
Was it really an accident? Or was she silenced? Number 19, Jean French.
There was a jury at the time, and it was for, we had to see international films from all over the world.
Found dead with her lips covered in a violent red lipstick message, the case became legendary in true crime circles. Details emerged of potential mob involvement, sexual violence, and connections to powerful Hollywood figures. The case remains unsolved, though theories range from organized crime to serial killers to cover-ups by studio executives seeking to protect valuable assets. Moving to number 18, Joan Crawford.
The biggest night we have. It's part of our family, it's part of our group, it's part of the thing we should go to.
Though she died of natural causes, conspiracy theories emerged about the circumstances of her death and potential mob involvement in her later years, along with theories about industry secrets she may have known. Number 17, Dorothy Kilgallen. A journalist and actress who died under suspicious circumstances in 1965. Kilgallen had been investigating JFK's assassination and allegedly interviewed Jack Ruby. She died from an accidental drug overdose, but conspiracy theories suggest she was murdered to silence her investigation. Some theorists point to mob involvement, claiming that powerful people wanted her dead before she could publish her findings. Number 16, Barbara Payton.
Hold-ups.
It's not the only reason, is it?
Of course it is.
An actress whose career was destroyed by scandal and who died in 1967 under circumstances that raised questions. She was involved with powerful men, including alleged mob connections. Her death, officially ruled as a result of medical complications, sparked theories about whether she was eliminated to prevent her from revealing dangerous secrets. Number 15, Inga Stevens.
No, I mean it.
So do I.
Okay, after me.
A beloved actress found dead in 1970 from an apparent drug overdose. But the circumstances were suspicious. Stevens had no history of substance abuse. She was found in a location that raised questions. Conspiracy theories emerged about potential mob involvement, though the official investigation concluded her death was accidental. Number 14. Natasha Gregson Wagner.
Greatest. I love him so much. He's been a real champion. He's been my mom and my dad.
The daughter of Robert Wagner and sister of Natasha Wood. Yes, we're getting to her. While Natasha Gregson Wagner didn't die, her family's history of suspicious deaths continued theories about generational curses and mob connections affecting the Wagner family. Number 13. Jean Harlow.
You're afraid of yourself because you know you love me.
Oh, am I?
You're afraid you're going to take me in your arms. You're afraid you're going to kiss.
MGM's platinum blonde bombshell, who died suddenly in 1937 at age 26. The official cause was kidney failure, but conspiracy theories emerged. Some claimed she was silenced after discovering industry secrets. Others theorized that powerful studio executives orchestrated her death to prevent her from testifying about corruption. MGM's immediate involvement in the death, before police could properly investigate, raised further suspicions. Number 12. Marilyn Monroe.
It's a very happy time. I'm happy to be back. As I said, it's my hometown.
Yes.
We were happy.
Hollywood's most legendary unsolved death. On August 5, 1962, Marilyn Monroe was found dead in her Los Angeles home. Official cause, probable suicide from barbiturate overdose. But the evidence contradicts this. Her autopsy showed no pills in her stomach. Her empty stomach suggested she couldn't have swallowed the pills that supposedly killed her. Timeline inconsistencies emerged. Theories multiplied. Some claimed she was murdered by the Kennedy family to silence her after alleged affairs with JFK and RFK. Others theorized mob involvement. Books have been written. Documentaries have been made. The case remains one of the greatest mysteries in entertainment history. Decades later, her death still haunts us with unanswered questions. Number 11. Gia Karangi.
Models that are with Elite, they get a discount of like 3%.
A model and actress whose death from AIDS was surrounded by theories about how she contracted the disease and whether powerful men were involved in her exploitation. Number 10. Virginia Hill.
Any of those fellas. None of those fellas. None of these that I've been reading about, and none that I knew. They never gave me any.
Known as the Queen of the Underworld, Virginia Hill was a mob mistress intimately connected to organized crime. She died under circumstances officially ruled accidental, but many theorized she was murdered by the mob to prevent her from revealing information. Her connections to crime bosses, her knowledge of mob operations, and her untimely death created a perfect storm of conspiracy theories. Number 9. Lana Turner.
Trash.
And mean. It was mean.
It was vicious. Now, in our film, we didn't say the word damn.
The actress whose teenage daughter, Cheryl Crane, killed Turner's abusive boyfriend, Johnny Stompanato, in 1958. But here's what's fascinating. Stompanato had alleged mob connections. Theories emerged that he wasn't just an abusive boyfriend, but was connected to organized crime. Some theorized that the entire incident was orchestrated. Was Cheryl really protecting her mother? Or was something darker happening? Turner's life became defined by scandal, violence, and ambiguous circumstances that raised questions about mob involvement. Number 8. Sharon Tate.
Study, because it doesn't come easy. It's a lot of hard work.
Are you in the school here at 20th?
The actress murdered on August 9, 1969, by members of the Manson family cult. While the official story is clear, Charles Manson ordered the murders, conspiracy theories persist. Some claim the murders weren't random but were connected to organized crime. Others theorize that record producer Terry Melcher, who lived in the house previously, was the actual target. Some suggest government involvement. The official narrative has always been Manson's paranoid race war fantasy, but the sheer brutality, the timing, and the connections raise alternative questions. Number 7. Pat Priest.
Oh, maybe I could do a bust of a classical Greek, like Apollo or Achilles or
Seymour.
While Priest didn't die, the circumstances around her career and the entertainment industry's treatment of actresses raised theories about mob control and exploitation in Hollywood. Number 6. Monique Van Vooren.
I've had a serious back injury 2 years ago. I fell off a galloping horse, and I broke 2 vertebrae, my shoulder and my foot, so that...
An actress and dancer whose career was marked by alleged connections to organized crime figures and suspicious circumstances. Number 5. Heather O'Rourke.
And he said, have you ever been in any movies? And I said, no, and we were not interested in talking to this stranger.
A child actress from Poltergeist who died suddenly in 1988 at age 12, from complications arising from congenital stenosis. But conspiracy theories emerged about whether the film was cursed and whether darker forces were at play. Some theorized mob involvement in Hollywood's treatment of child actors. Number 4. Brittany Murphy.
People's responses if they're telling you the truth or not.
Right.
I'm terrible at snooping because I'm
Who died in 2009 from pneumonia, complicated by drug intoxication. But the circumstances were suspicious. Theories emerged about toxic mold, poisoning, and mob connections. Some claimed she knew dangerous secrets about Hollywood's dark underbelly. Number 3. Natalie Wood.
My, the porter must have known we were coming and dusted our seats with talcum. Lilac talcum.
Oscar-nominated actress whose drowning death in 1981 sparked decades of controversy. Officially ruled an accidental drowning, Wood died after falling off a boat during a night of drinking with her husband Robert Wagner and actor Christopher Walken. But the evidence doesn't fit. Why would she go on deck alone at night? Where was she trying to go? Why were there suspicious bruises on her body? In 2011, 30 years after her death, investigators reopened the case. Robert Wagner became a person of interest. Theories emerged about jealousy, violence, and cover-ups. Some claimed mob involvement in the cover-up. The mystery remains officially unsolved, haunting Hollywood with unanswered questions. Number 2. The unknown starlet conspiracy. Throughout Hollywood history, theories persist about unnamed actresses and performers who were allegedly murdered by organized crime to prevent them from testifying or revealing dangerous information. These cases exist in the shadows of official records. Some claim dozens of women disappeared or died under mysterious circumstances, their stories buried by studio executives and mob bosses working in tandem. And finally, number 1. The conspiracy that changed everything. The overarching theory that connects all these cases. The revelation that isn't one specific murder, but rather a pattern. Hollywood's deep entanglement with organized crime. The theory goes like this. From the earliest days of cinema, the mob recognized Hollywood's power as a propaganda tool and source of infinite money. They infiltrated studios, they controlled production, they made deals with executives. And when talented, beautiful women became liabilities, when they threatened to reveal industry secrets, when they threatened powerful men, when they refused to be controlled, they were eliminated. Some disappeared without trace. Some died in accidents. Some were ruled suicides. The common thread, silence. The pattern, erasure. Hollywood's darkest mysteries are not just isolated tragedies. They form a haunting pattern where individual deaths reveal a system far more sinister and complex than mere coincidence. The women in this countdown, from Elizabeth Short to Natalie Wood, from Marilyn Monroe to Sharon Tate, represent victims of a system larger than individual crimes. They represent the potential consequence of knowing too much, of refusing to play by the rules, of threatening powerful interests. Some theories are speculative, while others find support in circumstantial evidence. Together, they paint a picture of an entertainment industry built on foundations far darker than the glittering narratives we're told. Each death carries its own shadow of doubt. Official investigations often conclude accidents, suicides, or unrelated crimes. But the questions persist. Why do so many of these cases remain unsolved decades later? Why does contradictory evidence surround their final moments? Why did investigative doors close abruptly? Witnesses disappear, or records vanish? When you look at individual cases alone, these anomalies might seem coincidental. But step back, examine the patterns, and something unsettling emerges. A system where powerful people orchestrate silence through fear, manipulation, and sometimes murder. Hollywood is, in many ways, a kingdom of appearances, where image reigns supreme, but darkness lies underneath. The studios wielded immense control, not only over careers, but over lives. Powerful men in industry, government, and organized crime intersected behind closed doors, creating an environment where delicate secrets had lethal consequences. The golden age of Hollywood dazzled audiences, but also hid a ruthless world willing to sacrifice its brightest stars for survival. Marilyn Monroe's death exemplifies this grim reality. The most famous unsolved celebrity death, wrapped in rumors of mob hits, government conspiracies, and disinformation. Her close ties to the Kennedys and alleged knowledge of scandals made her vulnerability clear. Documents disappeared, witnesses changed stories, and autopsy results bewildered the public. Whether her death was intentional murder or accidental overdose, the relentless mystery speaks to a culture of concealment. Monroe's silence after death became louder than any words ever spoken. Similarly, Natalie Wood's tragic drowning carried whispers of jealousy, domestic violence, and possible cover-ups. The reopening of her case decades after her death, the involvement of highly placed individuals, and the reluctance to lay blame reflect Hollywood's unwillingness to air dirty laundry. The inconsistencies in these investigations aren't isolated errors, but telltale signs of a system protecting its own. Even lesser-known stars like Dorothy Kilgallen, who pursued dangerous truths about JFK's assassination, died mysteriously. Her death's labeling as an overdose feels inadequate when considering the weight of secrets she carried. Secrets that threatened the foundations of power, both inside and outside Hollywood. Kilgallen's case illustrates how truth-seekers within the industry often face deadly risks. Other female stars with careers cut short, Thelma Todd, Barbara Payton, Lana Turner's circle, Jean Harlow, each death blurs the line between accident, suicide, and intentional elimination. Many had rumored or documented ties to mobsters, illicit affairs entangling them in crime's brutal webs. Some vanished from public view quietly, their stories erased or rewritten by those controlling Hollywood's narratives. This dark pattern extends beyond individual stories to a cultural legacy where women's bodies and lives were often exploited, discarded, or deemed expendable in service of power. It reveals a Hollywood where fame was fleeting, and protection came at a deadly price. The industry's glamour masks a history of violence, control, and silence. It's not just about murder, it's about erasure, the carefully constructed lies, the concealed agendas, and the poisons of silence. The system doesn't allow inconvenient truths to threaten its stability. It protects itself through misdirection and fear, sometimes wielding influence that extends into law enforcement and politics. This creates a shadow society where certain lives matter less, especially women who refuse to be controlled or erased. As the legend states, Hollywood's bright stars shone so brightly, they threatened to burn the very hands that polished them. When shining too brightly, when knowing too much, their lights were dimmed forcibly. Official narratives provide closure, but it's often false closure. The enduring presence of conspiracy theories, continued public fascination, and repeated calls for reinvestigations demonstrate collective skepticism of these tidy conclusions. This ongoing mystery acts as a mirror, reflecting the contradictions between Hollywood's dreamlike glamour and its underlying nightmare. It forces us to question, how many stories remain untold? How many truths are buried? How many voices silenced? In examining these 25 tragic cases together, we see an industry willing to sacrifice individuals to maintain control, an unspoken pact to protect darker interests. It is a cultural cautionary tale, reminding us that beneath every star-studded smile may lie a story of struggle, fear, and sometimes sacrifice. The mystery isn't solved. The questions remain. Somewhere between official narratives and wild theories lies the haunting truth that Hollywood has always been willing to sacrifice its brightest stars to protect its darkest interests. This shadowed saga compels us not only to remember those lost, but to remain vigilant, because where there is power, secrecy, and silence, the next victim may be nearer than we think. If this video opened your eyes to the dark side of Hollywood's golden age, hit that like button to show your support. Don't miss out on more shocking stories. Subscribe now and join our community uncovering hidden truths.